Well, hello there, and welcome everyone to episode 39 of the podcast. It is Thursday, February the 4th, 2021. I am Jen, and my co-host is not here tonight. My son Dan is working, so girlfriend here is flying solo, so we do not have our normal welcome to the podcast. Yeah. But that's okay. Dan should be back next week. Or we might just have to change the night for a week or two. Don't know what's going on with his schedule. There he is. Don't have a fit that I was late, son. He just jumped into the chat and he just said, "Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. That's what he did. And he's probably having a canary that I just did that. But yes, I know I'm a little late. Dan, just deal with it, man, because whatever. You told me to go solo, and I am going solo. So, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and consider, very mad with you now, consider subscribing to the channel and go check out some of our other content. And don't forget to turn those notifications on to all so that you are notified when we upload new content and especially when we go live, because we love chatting with you guys. And, we enjoy seeing everybody here. So, tonight's topic is it's not really gonna change. It's still gonna be Disney, but it's not. There were a couple of things that I wanted to discuss with Dan, and since he is not here, I will hold that until next week. But we do have some things to talk about from the trip. We also have some questions that were asked on the last podcast that I'm going to answer. And then next week, Dan could give his views and his 2 cents on those questions. For 10 minutes. Okay. Very awesome. So, and the question that we, actually just last week, we started asking you guys, what are you drinking tonight? I don't think Dan is drinking anything, although he's probably on a break. Maybe he is drinking something. I am drinking coffee out of my Animal Kingdom Lodge mug that I just got. See the cute giraffe? He's so cute. So what are you guys drinking? Drop it in the comments. Let us know. Oh, you're drinking air. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Dan, is the sound good? Is it okay? Also, let me know if there's any buffering. I plugged us in. But just let me know while you're here if anything is going wrong so I can fix it or say adios, whichever. Okay, so let me get... My phone keeps turning off on me. Let me get to the questions first from last week's podcast. Corey commented, drinking milk to go with king cake. So awesome. Milk is awesome with any kind of cake. I have actually never had king cake. I do know what it is, but I've never had king cake. And it would be fun to try that. However, I've been searching around to see if I could find if a bakery around here makes it, and it doesn't seem like it, but maybe I'll call and call a couple different places and see if anybody makes king cake. So yes, it is. You mentioned it's Mardi Gras in Louisiana, and that is awesome. It's something that I would love to do one year. I don't know when that'll happen, if ever, but it looks like a blast. And I just wish that there was some type of cool Mardi Gras celebration here in New Jersey. And there may be. If you guys know of some, hey, drop it in the comments and let me know. I would imagine with COVID, though, it wouldn't be as much fun. But hey, let me know anyway if there's some cool Mardi Gras celebrations that go on, like some type of, like a festival type atmosphere, not just like, okay, we're going to, you know, the sports bar or to the a restaurant or something like that. I mean like an actual like festival atmosphere. Mardi Gras Eve is literal hell. What does that mean? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Dan, but Dan is Imminent Fates in the chat, in case you guys are following along and you're going, who is she talking to? Well, that's who I'm talking to. Okay, so have you ever stayed? This is still from Corey. Have you ever stayed in the New Orleans, Louisiana themed resorts? The answer is no. I have watched many videos of tours and stuff of those resorts. I know people who have stayed in them and they've enjoyed them. We're DVC members, so we almost always stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but I would like to get over there. In fact, I wanted to get over there this past trip because I really wanted beignets, and it just didn't work into the plans. Like, there just wasn't time, but I really, next time, I really want to go and grab me some beignets, for sure. I love me some beignets. Hello, Natasha from Ben Salem. And Dan, what are you saying? Oh, good. You're engaging our guests. That's wonderful. Dan, just let me know when you are leaving, though. That would be great. Unfortunately, Dan is working tonight, if you're just jumping on. So he is not co-hosting. However, I'm here, and we'll see what happens. So what else did Corey say? Oh, okay. 2 more questions. What is your favorite season to visit Walt Disney World? Dan, you could, if you have a chance, you could answer this. Social distance co-hosting. Oh my gosh, you're so weird. So Dan says his favorite season to visit is winter. Now, if you're talking about, Corey, if you were talking about seasons as far as spring, summer, winter, fall, Dan answered that for you. I say the same thing. Anytime winter. I'm also good with the fall. But if you're talking like Halloween, Christmas, like Valentine's Day, like that type of like holiday type season stuff, I like to go when all the Christmas decorations are up, which usually happens the second week of November through like the second week of January. And Dan's favorite, he says, is Halloween. I do love Halloween because I love the Halloween party. But the sweet spot is, here's the sweet spot, is you go right at the beginning of November. Like if you're there, say, or very end of October, say like October 30th or 31st, and you can stay until they decorate for Christmas, that is the sweet spot. We were able to do that many times several years ago, and that was great. All right, see you, Dan. Okay, so quick question from the chat, unrelated to Disney. We will get back to Corey's last question. But real quick, Petal. Okay, so she came back to Burlington, and we were there for the little homecoming and everything. And they had not decided where they were going to put her. And then I think another part of the problem is that the walkway at the waterfront there, the promenade is, sorry, the dog is under the table making all kinds of noise. I don't know what she's doing. But the promenade started to crumble into the Delaware. So I don't know if, because maybe that was more of a priority, that they didn't set a place up for her. I really don't know the entire story. I just know that it wasn't decided where she was going to be placed. I'm trying to keep my eye on it so that when she does show up, we can go visit her, because it's such a beautiful statue. I love it. As far as I know, Mardi Gras, like in Louisiana, is not canceled. And I do know that in Orlando, most of the theme parks are doing Mardi Gras still. It's just a little scaled back and social distance and all that. But I don't know. Natasha, do you know if there's like any type of Mardi Gras celebration anywhere in the area? I kind of doubt that things are happening this year, but I don't think I've ever heard of any, and I would really like to go to one. But I want to go to a good one. I want to go to something that's extremely festive and that kind of stuff. So, okay, I think I got all of your questions. If not, ask me again. Okay. Oh, and by the way, thank you for checking out the podcast and for saying how much you love it. We really appreciate that. That's awesome. Okay, so the last question that Corey asked, I kind of wish Dan was still on for this, but he is at work. What is your favorite fireworks show? So that one's kind of tough because my favorite fireworks show is no longer there. So I will say of all time, my favorite fireworks show was Wishes at the Magic Kingdom. And that one just had my heart. And I do really love Illuminations, Reflections of Earth at Epcot. Of course, that is now gone as well. But Wishes just had my heart. Like, I could not choose Epcot's fireworks over Magic Kingdom's in that case. I have not seen in person, I have not seen the new Magic Kingdom's fireworks show. So I really can't speak to that one. And let's see, if you consider Fantasmic a fireworks show, which I really don't, that one's fantastic. But I think currently when they are running right now, there's no fireworks shows running, but when they are running, the current one, I really like the Star Wars fireworks at Hollywood Studios. That one's pretty cool. And to jump from fireworks to something that you did not ask, but it gave me a thought. Favorite parade from Walt Disney World. I have to say, well, years ago, what was it called? Tapestry of Nations at Epcot was very, very cool. But the parade that stole my heart was actually a nighttime parade. No longer there. Of course, no nighttime parade is there. Stinks. But Spectro Magic was my absolute favorite. I would, if they were running that twice a night, I was all about it. I would stop whatever I was doing. Big Thunder Mountain could wait. I was going to stand there and watch that parade because I loved it. I do really, really love the Boo to You parade as well during the Halloween party, which I've only seen in person once. Well, one and a half, because we only went to the party once. So I saw it one time in passing, and then the other time I parked my behind and watched it. That parade is fantastic. So, and I don't know if we mentioned it in past vlogs or podcasts. We may have, but I'm going to go even further and say my absolute favorite show on property out of all the parks, Festival of the Lion King at Animal Kingdom. So that one is just unbelievable. So Corey, thank you so much for all of your questions. That was awesome. And even though Dan is not here, I did try to kind of come up with a quick list of things that I can chat about by myself. And then next week, when Dan is with me, I can bounce some of this stuff off of him as well, just to get his 2 cents. Oh, thank you so much, Natasha. I appreciate it. Okay, so my phone keeps chiming. We're going to ignore that. So I wanted to talk about some of the disappointments and some of the kind of, well, let's say the positives. So I want to talk some positives and negatives basically. But we're not going to dwell on the negatives or the disappointments, but I'm going to start there and then end on a positive note. So I have a list here. Dan hates it when I make a list, but that's too bad because he doesn't think I should be looking down at it. But I say, you know what? I want to be prepared and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. And I don't think that you guys mind that so much. So this is something I kind of sort of touched on already. One of the disappointments was no shows. And I understand, okay, most of this stuff has to do with COVID being a thing. And I don't mind, like I get it, and they had to lay off a ton of people, but no shows was a disappointment, and I know they have to do what they have to do. So just stating that off the top, I know. But yeah, because especially at Animal Kingdom, because I love the Festival of the Lion King so much, it was disappointing not to be able to see that. But I'll get into something later where like it was kind of a positive thing in a way. Okay, so at Animal Kingdom Lodge is where we stayed, and it was very disappointing. There was literally one dining location. Well, if you consider the pool bar a dining location, okay, then there was two, maybe three. The one at Jumbo House may have been open too. We stay at Kidani Village, but I didn't go over to Jumbo House, so I don't really know. I do know that their main restaurants over there, Boma and Jinko, were closed. They've been closed since March. That's it. Sanaa was open, and we did get food from there, and it was delicious. In fact, there is a vlog that I just put up, a quick dining vlog / review of Sanaa, where we ordered takeout from there, and it was so good. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to go. You may have that, Paul. Paul took a little nap, and he's just waking up, which means he may not get up very well for school in the morning. It's a good thing he's all remote tomorrow.
Woke up.
I know.
Wait.
You're all remote tomorrow because the internet at the school doesn't work. All right? Still doesn't work. Nope. So all remote tomorrow, hopefully back on Monday. So where was I? Okay, so yes. So if you haven't seen that vlog, go check that one out. I will have, I guess I should have done this in announcements, but I will have another dining vlog. I know that they're just sort of filler vlogs. I get it. And hopefully our next park vlog will be coming out this weekend. It's a lot of footage that I have to go through, and it's just a lot. But I'm trying to do the parks in order of how we went to them. So our next park vlog, I'm hoping will be up by the end of the weekend. Keep your eye out for that. But go check out the Sanaa video where we did takeout. It was really good food. It really, really was. Okay, so, okay, excuse me for 1 second. Polly, turn it down a little, please. You guys probably can't hear the TV, but I can, and it makes me, like, I can't focus on my words with that going on. So, anyway. Okay. Okay, I talked about the dining location. So it was disappointing that there wasn't more than one dining location open at the resort, but I get it. So Epcot, and I knew this going in. I absolutely knew this going in, but it felt so different because it's just a construction zone in Future World. There are just construction walls up everywhere. So it didn't have the same feel. I wouldn't say it was disappointing because we had a great time. And when you guys see that vlog, oh yeah, you'll see what I mean by we had a great time. So it just didn't have the same feel. It felt like, even though you walk forever anyway in Epcot, it just felt like I was walking through a maze, to get back to, the World Showcase. So yeah, little disappointing, but I know that that's temporary. So the shorter park hours. This to me, this had its positives and negatives. So the negative of it was that, so, okay, for instance, Magic Kingdom's kind of a bad example because we went there 2 days. So let's just say Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios was open from 10 to 7 the day we were there. I think it was 10 to 7. And it was fine, but because the park hours were shorter, I didn't have enough time to go jump on rides more than once. Now, we did do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at the end of the night 2 times in a row. But it was just hard because we went to Toy Story Mania. It was a walk-on, and I would have loved to have jumped back in line and done it again, but it was like, well, now we need to go do Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. Like, there were things, and because Chrissy had never been, we wanted to make sure she got to those things. So it was just tough. Had we had, and I know that typically Hollywood Studios is open different hour. The hours usually aren't that long to begin with, but a 9 to 8, would have helped, a couple more hours. So, and we found, like, I wasn't able to do a ton of shopping, but because the stores stay open later than the park does, I was able to go back into some of the stores after the park closed and still did some shopping. But I still felt kind of rushed, like, we don't have a lot of time. We gotta keep going. And, but it was okay. I mean, it was definitely a slight hindrance having the park hours shorter. I felt like I needed to get around the entire park before they closed. And that was true of all of the parks, especially Animal Kingdom, because Animal Kingdom is a huge park. And the day we were there, they were open 9 to 6, I think. 9 to 6 or 8 to 6. I think it was 9 to 6, but yeah, it was just, we had to go from one side of the park to the other. And at one point we just needed to, from Dinosaur, we just told ourselves we got to just kind of work our way around and not go back and forth. So if Everest was still down, because it was down at one point, we were like, we might just have to skip it. So, but we did get on everything we wanted to get on. It's just, I felt like we didn't have the luxury of, hey, let's jump on and do it again, kind of a thing. We did and we didn't. So, that was kind of a yuck. But since I think that's my list that I wrote down of my negatives. I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting about because I don't like to dwell on the negative anyway. So, I'll go right to the positive of the shorter park hours. And that is when you get back to the resort, you still have some evening time. So whatever it is you choose to do in the evening, like my son and daughter-in-law would go down to the pool bar and grab a couple of mixed drinks or grab a beer or whatever. One at a time. They didn't leave the baby in the room by himself. They did that. We had time if we wanted to order something from Sanaa, most nights, not all nights. And we actually didn't. I wanted to order dessert from Sanaa one night. They closed at 9 and I'm like, we're not even back to the resort yet. And it's already 8 o'clock. Like, it just didn't work out, but you still did have that time. The pool was open until 10. And, if it was warm enough, I would have gone in. The boys didn't care. They went in. But you still had an hour or two of pool time if you wanted it. So the shorter hours were good for that. And it gave you a chance to rest. Usually I am go, go, go. We're there until they close. I'll hang out until, the stores close even. Like I can't get enough of the parks, especially at night because they're beautiful. So it was good to have that rest, and be able to, sit around and chit chat and, just kind of be at the resort. It was just nice. So that's a positive. Another positive is that the wait times for the buses were not too bad. One day we waited a little while, maybe a half an hour, and that was long. I mean, any other time we either walked up and the bus was already there, or the bus got there a few minutes later, maybe within 10 minutes or so. But yeah, I can't remember which day that was that we waited like a half an hour for the bus. I cannot remember. But it might have been the second Magic Kingdom day. I'm not even sure. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, I didn't think the bus times were that bad. The time that the buses were coming on the app was very accurate. So that was a very helpful tool because we knew about how long it would take us to walk from our room to the bus, and it was definitely very helpful. That was very cool. Let's see. Oh, this was a great positive. This was a huge plus. So I booked our room and my sister and her party's room. There were 4 people in my sister's party. So I booked her a Savannah View because that was a prerequisite for her. I was giving this to her through our points. We are DVC members. So, I had points to use, and, I told her I would like to give this to her because she gives so much to me. Like you can't even imagine. And everything that she did. I mean, she was with my mom for many years, every day, going out to lunch or shopping or whatever. And as my mom got older and a little less able to do a lot for herself, my sister, basically took care of her. Now, my mom was, she wasn't disabled or anything of that nature. It's just, it became harder for her to do certain things. So my sister would take her out for lunch every day and all of that stuff. And then the year that my mom passed, my sister was doing everything, and my sister had power of attorney. So, I said something to my brother-in-law after my mom passed, and I said, I'd really like to give Claire, because he had mentioned to me that, Claire's the one thing that she's always wanted to do is stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I said, that's my home resort. And, I really want to do this for her. So we kind of worked out a time, and I called my sister and I said, you're booked. So anyway, so I booked our room. We just had a standard view, and my sister's Savannah View. Well, my son and daughter-in-law and grandson were supposed to come with us. And I really didn't have enough points to do a room for them for like an entire week. And my cousin is also a DVC member, and she said, let me help you. So she was able to book them a studio with a Savannah View. And because I got married last year, she said, consider it a wedding present. And so that was awesome. So here's the thing, though. I did the online check-in for all 3 rooms. And I'm assuming it's because of the check-in, but I don't know. It might not be. Because so my son's room was booked on my cousin's account through her points, and the other 2 rooms on mine. Well, when we got there, our room, we were up on the fifth floor, and our room was like towards the elevator, and their rooms were down the hall little ways, but not to the other elevator. So they were in between 2 elevators. And so when I went down to my son's room to go check out the Savannah View, we're out on the balcony, and all of a sudden we hear familiar familiar voices. We don't hear faces. We heard familiar voices, and we look over and we're like, oh my gosh, my sister and her party were right next to them. And I'm thinking it's because of that I did the online check-in all together, and then that's why. But I just, right away I thought to myself, DVC is amazing that they put these two rooms right next to each other. And we're essentially all the same party. Like, that to me was amazing. And I would imagine the only reason why we weren't close was because I had said we were close, but we weren't that close to them. We weren't right across the hall. Was because I said, first choice was close to an elevator. Second choice was close to the lobby. Well, we weren't super close to the lobby, but I was close to an elevator. So I'm thinking that, they filled from the elevator and then down. But yeah, that was amazing to me. I was absolutely thrilled and blown away at the same time. And what was great is that my sister had us over one evening for dinner. They had turkey dinner. My sister-in-law had they had gotten a turkey from Costco, like a little breast, and so they made some stuff, and they said come on over, and we were at Disney Springs that day, and we said we'll get there basically as soon as we can. We were supposed to be there around 7:30, and we wound up getting there between 8 and 8:30 because of the buses we were waiting. That might be the longest bus that we waited for, the longest time for, now that I'm thinking about it, that we waited quite a while for that bus from Disney Springs back to Animal Kingdom Lodge. But yeah, so we went over there, and what was really cool was that Dave was able to come over. Well, when we got there, Dave and Chrissy were there with the baby, and so they were eating, and then Chrissy took the baby back. Well, Dave and Chrissy took him next door to put him down for the night, and then Dave came back over and hung out, and we all chit-chatted and, had some beer, had some whatever was around, and just enjoyed, talked about, because the 2 days prior we had been at Epcot with everybody all together and Hollywood Studios with everybody all together. And, so we just chit-chatted about our experiences over the past couple of days, and we just had a really fun time. So it was nice that they were right next to them. Their room was right next door. So it was very easy for Dave to pop over and make sure that Chrissy and the baby were okay. And, it was good. It was a lot of fun. So I really liked that they put those two rooms directly next to each other. Whether or not it was because we were the same account kind of, sort of, or, it just happened that way because I did the online check-in together, and that's probably what it was. But I was just amazed by that. I really didn't expect that at all. So that was unexpected and very cool, very positive. Okay, so the food was amazing. Yes, even the burger that we had, you'll see this vlog coming up soon. Even the boring burger that we had at Cosmic Rays, fantastic, because everything tastes better at Disney. I'm telling you, I don't even care that it's just a standard theme park burger. It was a Disney burger, so it was better. That's all. That's it. That's all. We really like our food. Okay. Oh, okay. So, we did get to see a lot of animals at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So, and especially like I would talk with, my sister, or, Dave would call me and say, Mom, there's a giraffe right out here, and my sister would say, I saw this today and I saw that this morning. And it was just really neat. So they had giraffes and zebras outside of their room there. They had some Ankole cattle, and there were some other things that I don't remember now, but yeah, but they were like, oh yeah, there's animals out here. It's great, and you never know, I mean, there are times where you may not see them, or you might not be there when the animals are there. But this one night was really cool. Oh, and also, like, when I went down to the lobby, you guys will see this in the resort tour. But I went down to the lobby one day and it just, wanted to see if the animals were over there in the main part of the savannah. And the giraffes were just gracing by, and I saw zebras, and they just seem to be nice and active. Now, when we were there, the temperature was great, 60s and 70s, pretty much the whole time. So that could have been part of the reason too. And even when you see our Animal Kingdom park vlog, you'll see lots of animals on the safari. Tons of giraffes. There were just giraffes. It seemed like giraffes were everywhere. And I love giraffes. See? I know, I just hit the mic. See? Giraffe. He's so cute. He's so cute. So yeah, got to see lots of animals at the lodge. I'm used to having Dan talk some so I can get my drink on. And it is coffee. I don't, who drinks in the middle of the week? Lushes. And I really don't drink. Like, having said that, I don't really drink. I really don't. You might see me get a beverage in a theme park or something like that, but we don't have alcohol here. We probably should sometime. I'm telling you, like, whatever.
No,
Dan just said no. I mean, Paul just said no, we should not.
Dan's even home.
But no, he is not. So yeah, but anyway, yes, coffee it is for me tonight. And usually it's coffee or Diet Coke or some water. But for podcasts, I almost always have coffee. I drink a lot of coffee, which is probably not good for my anxiety. In fact, I know it's not good for my anxiety. Whatever. Okay, so I got through those points, and I think I have two more or one more. So we got to do basically every ride that we wanted to do with very minimal wait. I think, and I can't remember which, I want to say maybe Dinosaur. I don't remember which ride, but I think we waited 40 or 45 minutes was our longest wait. Maybe that was Slinky Dog Dash. I think it was listed at like a 50-minute wait, and it was 5 to 10 minutes shorter. But a lot of things, like there were things said 20 minutes. We got in line. It was literally a walk-on. So like Flight of Passage, I think the wait said 20 minutes. Well, it took us that long just to walk back there. And honestly, it might have taken us 15 minutes to walk back there, and literally a 5-minute wait for them to open the door. It was literally nothing. And I don't know if I think we did talk about that queue on the last podcast, but when you have a bathroom in the middle of a queue, that is one long, long queue. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I don't think I would want to stand in that line when you need that bathroom in the middle of the queue. No, I'm good. I'm good waiting until the last minute of park open to go jump in line and ride it last. Like, I'm good. But honestly, the wait times were fantastic. The crowds were light for the most part. Now, in certain areas, yeah, it felt a little more crowded. But even for food, we didn't wait. Like when we went to, you'll see our Epcot vlog coming out sometime in the next week or two. I don't even know at this point, because I got to get the Hollywood Studios one done first. So when you see the Epcot one, you'll see, I don't know, I may have some video of some of the lines, but honestly, there were no lines. Like for the booths that we wanted to do. Now, granted, we did go within the first couple of hours of the day right back to World Showcase. But I mean, I think just about everything that we got, that it's like, oh, we want to try this, so we stop at this booth. I think everything was just walk right up to the window. I don't think we had anybody in front of us. Maybe one booth, there might have been somebody in front of us. But yeah, hardly any waits. We did a lot of mobile order. So anywhere that we could mobile order, we mobile ordered it, and bam, when it was ready, they gave you the window number to go to, and you go to it and you pick up your food. I mean, it was very simple. I love that. I love mobile ordering. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, and wait times for rides, I'm telling you, not bad. Not bad at all. We walked on so many things, and the wait time that was posted was really a lot of times just the walk through the queue. Like Buzz Lightyear said 15 minutes. I said that's a walk on, because if it was 15 minutes, it probably would have been out. It would have been out the door. And no, we just zip, zip, zip. We were right on. So I actually like that Disney does that they inflate the wait times. Now, maybe they didn't intend to inflate the wait times, but I love that they did that, because, you know, a 45-minute wait would scare a lot of people away, but not me, because I'm going, that's like 30 minutes, you know? So, you know, just like I said with Buzz Lightyear, 15 minutes, oh, that's a walk on, we're good. So yeah, so wait times were incredible. The crowd level was good. Now, it was a little more crowded on our second Magic Kingdom day, but we also went on a day that is notoriously busier at Magic Kingdom. So it still wasn't that bad, though. It really wasn't. You know, it definitely felt like, this is what it felt like. If you've been to Disney World years ago, when there was an off season, this was the off season all over again. It was like my dreams come true, because off season is the time that I would always go. It was either November, January, February, and those were the off times. And it was always like nobody there. That's kind of how it was this time. Even at Hollywood Studios, where it was busier, it wasn't that bad still. It really wasn't that bad. We got very fortunate with wait times and stuff. And I mean, I also know how to navigate it, so I can take a look at the list of wait times and say, okay, we need to go to this now, and we're going to wait on these things later. And yeah, if you know how to navigate stuff, you can do it. So, and we did, I want to say one of the other pluses to the lower crowds and the wait times and all of that, we were able to get around to everything that we wanted to do. And we didn't really miss anything of major importance to us, which was great. And part of that, too, was, I want to say that because the shows weren't going, that does inflate wait times a little bit. Not for us. It was fine for us. But you're not taking, say, 30 minutes to an hour of your day and putting it into a show. Because when that happens, you know, now you've just kind of taken maybe a ride or two away, especially with shorter park hours. So in a way, it's good that shows aren't happening, because I would have been really disappointed if we had gone to see, say, Festival of the Lion King, and I didn't get to ride Flight of Passage because of it. Something like that. That's just an example. There are no shows right now. So, yeah, I think we had a fantastic trip, and I do have one more topic next week, and I did mention this last week, that there were 7 new rides since the last time we were there. and that we didn't get to ride. Now, Toy Story Land was there the last time we were there, but we did not get to ride the new rides. So I included those in the 7. And I wanted to have that discussion with Dan. So that will be next week. I'm not sure what else we will have for you next week. Probably answering any questions that you guys throw in the chat. So please feel free to ask questions. You can ask anything. Ask us anything. We'll answer it. If we've got an answer, we'll give you an answer. So yeah, and it can be anything. It can be about us. It can be about Disney. It can be about Six Flags. It can be whatever. It can be about one of our vlogs. Hey, why did you say whatever? And I'll say, I really don't know, because that was months ago, and I don't know. So anyway, I think I feel like that I'm missing a point, but it looks like I got them all. Yeah, because I talked about the low crowds. I talked about the fantastic wait times. Are the shorter park hours a hindrance or a help? And I think they were both. So that is something that I may ask Dan next week, if he thinks that it was a good thing, or did it stink and he wished they were open longer. Who knows what he'll say to that, because it's Dan. I think that is it. I do. So next week we are definitely, because I want to have a discussion with Dan about the 7 new rides that we were able to jump on, and discuss each one, and maybe talk about which was our favorite. And I think my favorite might surprise everybody. I'm serious. Because the more that I think about it, the more I think that this one's my favorite instead of this one. But you're going to have to tune in next week to find out which one I'm going to say was my favorite. I think that is it. I don't see Dan jumping back on. So that must have been his one and only break during the podcast time here. I want to thank everybody so much for checking us out. Thank you for being here. Those of you who were able to jump in, even just for a few minutes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, especially since I was alone, doing the podcast alone. It's not super easy, especially because I can ramble sometimes, and I hope I didn't repeat myself too much. I know that I said a lot. I know. I hate it when I do that, but it is what it is, right? So that is going to do it for another podcast. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, because we are not a we tonight, but I really do hope that you enjoyed it. And I really appreciate all of the encouragement that you guys gave me tonight. That was so awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Make sure all notifications are on so you get notified every time we go live or upload new content. We really, really appreciate you guys for being here, and we love all of you. See you next week. Bye, everyone.